A couple of days ago, we released our guide on how to become an elite aggressive sniper, and this time we're going to focus on the total opposite. To the knife switching players out there, you might want to sit this one out because today we're going to show you how to become the best passive sniper in the game. Just like we said in the last video, you can use any sniper rifle that you want, but the DLQ, Tundra, HDR, and the Rytec AMR are the top picks for passive play. But for this video, we're running the DLQ again in ranked. Now that we have our chosen sniper in our hands, let's get right into it. The first thing you need to become an effective passive sniper is movement. I know it sounds wrong, but let me explain. When we hear the word movement, it doesn't have to be the typical sweat move where you have to zigzag, knife switch, and slide jump. You can still do movement without compromising your aim in order to do a lot of things. The same goes for the word passive. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to sit at spawn all day, aka camping. So what can you do? Well, let's start with slide canceling. If you still don't know how to slide cancel, you basically have to press your ADS button right after sliding and swipe to the direction where you want to look at. Slide canceling can help you with centering, helping you line up more accurate shots. With that being said, slide cancel whenever you can. Slide when you're peeking and slide when you have to go back to cover and reset. It's a pretty basic and easy to learn skill that everyone should learn. When you're a passive sniper, your strength will always be your unpredictability and your ability to stay hidden to catch enemy players off guard. And as a guy who mains assault rifles, I hate going up against a sneaky sniper. If you want to improve on these areas, here are some things that you can do. First is always to reposition every after shot or kill. When you're sniping, you want to constantly change your position to give your enemies a hard time figuring out where you are. By giving away sound cues from gunshots or by simply showing yourself to enemies, you are giving away information. This causes them to play carefully by going to cover or even find a way to deal with you, especially if you're up against skilled players. The less information you give out, the more opportunities come to play thanks to the element of surprise. Use any available cover or head glitches if possible to minimize incoming damage. Don't forget to deploy a trophy system beside you just in case your enemies try to flush you out with their utilities. Knowing that trophy systems are easy to break, you might want to run the restock perk and it will help you replenish a used trophy system every 20 seconds. And no, you can't stack trophies together. If you don't want to use restock, you can use lightweight for that extra 5% movement speed boost for faster rotations or skulker for faster walking and crouching speed. Use the ghost perk to hide yourself from enemy UAVs or if you're up against enemies who are using heartbeat sensors. Toughness is a great choice as well to lessen hit flinch. Dead silence will be your best blue perk in slot, and walk whenever you can so you don't give away sound cues. I personally have my always sprint setting turned off as you don't want to be running around at all times, especially in a game mode like SND. My sensitivity is set to 90 as this is my sweet spot between sprinting and walking, so don't forget to adjust it to your own liking. Now that we have our movement and the element of surprise all set, let's try to see it in action. In the first few seconds of the clip, you can see me holding mid from yellow balcony, watching 3 spots where enemies might peek. I saw my teammate die on A main thanks to the kill feed and immediately scoped in just in case an enemy goes for a push. An enemy player slid through A main and tried to chow me just like I wanted. The enemy tried to pre-fire my position, which is not surprising by the way since I'm holding a pretty common angle. But thanks to the window frames in front of me, I managed to save myself from getting beamed by the MG42 and landed a shot to get the trade. While I was busy holding A main, my teammates were actually doing a good job taking space at the enemy team's base. I used this as a sign to move forward. I pre-aimed sight, checked top winery, and saw an enemy. After missing my first 2 shots, I finally managed to get the kill and went straight ahead to check if boxes were clear. After seeing my teammates come out from winery and blue side connectors, I had a feeling that someone could be flanking. With this info in mind, I immediately went to A main and pre-aimed our spawn. Not long after, scoping in, an enemy shows up, just like I expected. I tried to minimize the damage I've been taking by making use of cover, checked areas where enemies might show up, and anticipated enemy movement in a single round. If that was too slow for your liking then, don't worry, watch this clip.
Naiirin kasi ako, men.
Alright, that might have been a bit too fast for someone who's sniping passively, but let me explain how I managed to get an ace effortlessly. First, I saw my teammates at a main with a bomb, and with the amount of space they already made, I had to keep up the pace and help them. After sliding forward, I saw a sniper trying to take out my teammate. I aimed down sights just in case the sniper peeks again, but another player shows up instead. I missed my first shot, strafed to the left to get to cover, and managed to get a lucky collat right after peeking again. I tried to advance forward, but a sniper came out of nowhere walking right in front of me. Don't be like this guy. After taking care of that sniper, I went ahead to help my teammate at a site and got my 4th kill. Popped my UAV and saw the last guy trying to rotate. Instead of chasing the last player, I held my ground and waited for the enemy to show up on its own and finally got the ace. While the DLQ is still a great sniper, there are a lot of better options out there to look at if you're a passive sniper. You can run the HDR, Rytec, or Tundra if you want the best sniper for passive sniping. The HDR is a slow mobility sniper with super slow fire rate, which shines through two things mainly. It has a very low flinch, and it can one-shot everywhere in the body up in its first range, and it has a great wallbang penetration, so you can use it in S&D without any worries. The Rytec AMR has a similar mobility like the HDR, but what makes the Rytec different from the HDR is its faster fire rate, clocking in at 120 RPM, which is basically 3 times faster than the HDR. While it might not have the best flinch resistance or wall penetration, this high fire rate could make the Rytec AMR more useful in respawn game modes where quicker follow-up shots might be needed. DLQ is the go-to sniper for S&D for one main reason. It has the best wallbang capacity of all the snipers, being the only one maintaining the same one-shot hitbox even through multiple walls, even if these are thin walls. The Tundra is close to the DLQ in terms of performance, but it has a way lower flinch paired with a slightly better mobility, but with a way worse wallbang capacity. It's still good enough to one-shot through most of the material without any problem though. Here are the builds for the HDR, Rytec AMR, DLQ, and the Tundra. If you think passive sniping isn't for you, here's how you can play aggressively.